So I literally just pressed the live button. I ain't giving no thought, no nothing. I just pressed the button just because I could. Whoever's in the skybox, hello, 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 hello. That's all I can say. Just got off of work. I was listening to a couple of lives while I was at work from this morning. One stood out. Well, two. Two stood out. So I caught the end of, I don't know, I don't really know at what point, but I was looking at Lemon's live today on my way to work. And I happened to come right in when when this heat was on there arguing with I don't know whoever this guy, these new people I really don't know because I don't be in their lives like that. But I did see her jump on the panel and going off on, on this guy. What stood out in that argument, I don't know. First of all, I don't know why they were arguing, so I really, really shouldn't be talking about it. But some things just grabbed at me, the things that came out of her mouth. And it was all this dark shit and all this black shit. And, you don't like your complexion. And I don't remember that guy ever saying he didn't like his complexion, but I sure understood that she don't because she kept saying it. I don't understand how y'all sit around and allow people to talk to y'all the way y'all do. It grabs me. I mean, it really baffles me. You know, I don't come down here a lot no more because I understand what it is and I understand that because I'm not here often, I don't get a lot of support, and it's okay because I don't have the time to give to this shit the way I could and the way I probably should. But it's so uh, it's so negative, and the way y'all talk to each other, it's really it's horrible, and I can't really get with this shit. So that's why I don't come out and I don't really drop down because I don't feel like it's necessary. What I have to offer, you a lot of y'all are not ready for it. And that's just what it is. I will say this though. Just because we have the same complexion, we are not the same. We don't come from the same ilk. Okay? Just because we have the same complexion does not mean we come from the same people. And what you care about, the next person is just not. And I get that. I mean, it was so evident in that chat this morning in Lemon's chat. I don't know if Lemon went to sleep or he just chose to ignore it, but the whole panel sat there and watched that girl call that man a bunch of disparaging things. And for what? I have no idea. And I'm so tired of her keep saying this we shit. Like, come on now. We. Since you got on here, you are the one that has been clout chasing. You are the one who has used other people to get to where you are, which is really nowhere. But you brag about that shit like you somewhere. I don't understand this shit. You people are fucking retarded. And to have an audience to hear this bullshit, it's fucking ridiculous. Like I said, I just really just put my live, just turned my shit on and just went live. I got tired of thinking about what I'm going to say and, you know, creating content, which I can. But I really don't have time to. A lot of coddling. I don't know. It's just so much shit that's wrong on here that make me just want to stay away. But like everybody else, I got a live button like everybody else, and I can hit that shit when I feel like it. And today I had a little bit of time, so I hit the live. And yeah, I noticed there is no one in my fucking chat. All my supporters, all the chats that I have graced, but you know, I see what it is. I came here by myself, and when I leave, I'm gonna be by my goddamn self. I don't care who supports me. If you do, no, I do care. For those who do support me, thank you. But for those who don't, I don't care. Stay the fuck away. I don't care. I don't care. You know how you got so much to say and you want to, well, if you like me, that got so much to say, but always want to think about how a person might feel if I say it. And it just literally makes me not say anything because I care. I care about the way someone might feel, how somebody might take some things. But I have to speak what's on my mind at the same time. Oh shit. Oh no. Anyway, damn it. See, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I got a phone call. Anyway, like I said, I haven't been able to catch anything, not too much of anything anyway. And the things that I did catch is bullshit. So like I literally would turn. But I did listen to what that girl said to that guy, and the things she said was just really fucked up. And I don't know, like I don't know why she think it's okay to talk about. No, I do know because y'all allow it. When are y'all gonna stop allowing people to come and disparage y'all? Come from different walks of life, different ethnicities, different races, just different cultures. When are y'all gonna stop allowing them to say what they want to say to y'all? And then y'all so I don't know, y'all still have this slave mentality. A lot of y'all don't even see nothing wrong with what people say about y'all. Y'all think about yourselves in that same way. So it makes it okay for the next person to say whatever because y'all feel that way about yourselves. So y'all don't see anything wrong with it. It's either that or y'all think that way about the people that they're talking about. So again, y'all see nothing wrong with it, but I do. I see a lot wrong with it. And this is why we're so backed up with everything. With everything in this world. We're the last. We're the last to know about it. We're the last to get up on it. We're the last to even get a piece of it. It's because we don't value ourselves. When we begin to add value to ourselves and stop allowing certain behavior, then we'll be able to grow mentally, spiritually. We'll be able to grow. But until then, we will always be stuck on stupid where we are today. We will always stay stuck because we're easily, like, it's so easy to push our buttons and make us act a certain way. It's so easy. Hey Jill, thank you for stopping by. I did not plan for this. I just literally just pressed the live button because I haven't been on here for a minute. Um, I don't really have time. I started a new position at my job and it's very demanding. So I really don't be I'm not able to see a lot of things, but I do catch my replays when I can. And I don't even get a lot of notifications. So I don't catch a lot of stuff. It's whatever pops up and I might just tune in. But like I was speaking, I did get a chance this morning on my way to work. I was looking at Lemons Live, and I did catch this heat going in on that man. I don't even know who this man is because I don't know the new players or anything like that. But it was just what she was saying. It was just really, it's like every time she have an argument, she's so quick to go for somebody's complexion if they're dark skinned. I never hear her talk about a brown skinned person, a light skinned person. It's always about the dark skin. Like that's an issue for her. And I don't understand how that could ever be an issue for her, being that she allowed a dark skin to be all up and through her cooch. Like, how could you ever be bothered with that complexion? Like, she ate the fuck out of you. You can tell you're going crazy. Hey, Nixie, I don't know. Hi, thank you for joining me. Like she ate that, like I said, she ate that freaking box so good. You have lost your goddamn mind. Can't nobody say nothing to that girl. And that's just what it is. I wish y'all would tell the truth of what it is. And she is lying if she say that she had a lot of experiences with women because there's no way a real lesbian, true lesbian, aggressive one, stud is what she calls herself. They don't have time for no internet, nothing, unless they got issues abroad. I don't think that girl could walk outside and catch anything just on a whim. She's awkward. That's why she wreaked havoc on here. And that is what it is. This right here is the only place she could do her big one because it's a whole bunch of strangers that don't know nothing. So you could tell them anything. You could tell them you got the world and they'll believe you because they don't know how to prove it. There's no other way. They can dox, they can do all that shit, but literally you could come on this internet and be whoever you want to be. And that's what we have, a whole bunch of nobodies that came on this internet to be somebody. And it worked. Awkward ass people. And that's what it is. That girl is, I don't know, she got an issue with dark complected people, which again I don't understand when she literally let one of the darkest women have her inside and out, turn her up and down. Y'all think it's the other way around. It's really not. You can tell. It takes another person from that life to know exactly what that is all about. But y'all better stop letting her just say whatever the hell she want to say to y'all. I don't know I don't know why she's like that. Well, I I can assume she got a lot of issues, a lot of issues. But don't we all? It's just how much we're willing to go and expose ourselves at this point, right? Because like, why am I even watching it? So I got issues too. How about that? Because why do I even find it? Well, I don't even find it that entertaining anymore. I find it a fucking shame. Be making me want to do exactly what I'm doing right now. Just hit the live button and go off. Cause the shit makes me sick. That whole situation just made me sick today. And I sat there and looked at the chat, and nobody was really saying too much of nothing. They was in agreement, telling her to go off. Yeah, her, like cheering her on with this bullshit. And she talking this shit to this man. I'm like, why? Anyway, y'all, let me segue into something else. Again, guys, I started another position in another specialty. I now work in OBGYN, and my goodness, y'all, I have never ever ever seen, wait a minute, what Jill say? I don't watch him, so I don't know. I just been hearing. Right. I don't watch him either because of course he come on too late for me. So I mean, I don't know when he come on. I just know when I get up in the morning and I turn on YouTube, for whatever reason, his video is kind of like the first video to come up. So usually, I still won't even watch it because I already know, I'm gonna be chiming in somewhere where they've been started and I'm gonna be lost. So I don't even really go in there. But today, for some reason, I went in there and seen that. And I was like, just dumb. I was like, done. Like, I was cussing this heat ass out in my car. Trust me, I was cussing her ass out. If I had the time, I probably would have hit the link because I wanted to cuss her the fuck out. And let's just be clear. I really thought I didn't have an issue with this heat, and I don't really have issues with her except for when she start bashing dark skinned people. I don't like that shit. Like, if somebody going at you saying some shit about your color and then you're defending yourself, then go have at it. That's an argument. But to just come straight on in with the dark comments all the time, that's your go-to. You always talking about somebody complexion, and it's always a darker complected person. That shit aggravates the hell out of me. Like, why? As if it's a problem for you though. Not a problem for us being dark skinned, because that's who we are. We were born with this complexion, but you have an issue. Just read my book, hun. Hey, how are you? And thank you, Jill. Yeah, I wanted to segue into that. Let me stop talking about this girl. Because, yeah, I've been in the health care industry for over 15 years. And so um I worked in primary care, and I've worked in neurology. I just started working in OBGYN for the past 2 weeks, busting my butt. Okay, y'all. Like, when I say they get down to the nitty gritty, and I mean the questions itself, I just triage the patient before the doctor come in. Meaning, I get all their information. I do their blood pressure, their pulse, their temperature, their weight, their height. I get all the information. If they need lab work, I am doing their labs. I am doing specimens. I'm doing all of that, all of that, all of that. Thank you. Just read my book. And it's not nothing new, but it's a different specialty. So I have to learn OBGYN. So that's what I've been doing. And y'all, listen, the women, first of all, let me just say this. As women, we definitely need to take care of ourselves way better and our bodies. You have no idea, from ages 17 to 84, how many women I have seen who are having issues vaginally. And it's not just from aging, it's from having sex. Y'all, the oldest woman that was in my office that admitted to still being sexually active was 74 years old. And so the next question after I ask that, I have to ask, okay, are you experiencing any issues while having intercourse, such as burning, irritation, bleeding, pain. I have to run all this stuff down. And the craziest shit is the answer to most of them is yes. Yes. Dryness. Yes. So my first, I was, maybe I shouldn't have been shocked that 74-year-old women are still out here having sex. I maybe I shouldn't have been shocked like that, but I was, y'all. And please forgive me if you are of an older age and you're still out here doing the damn thing, okay? But what shocked me even more is they're not taking care of their vajayjay. They are sleep, and you know what else, guys? They are married. And then I asked, what type of birth control are you using? And they say none. And then you find out that they have a, a, a bacterial infection, a venereal disease. They are, and these are not young women, these are older women, my age and older, that's running around in here. That's what's making me like, I know in my little part of the world, it's not just the only little area. This is going on everywhere. So I really, really want y'all to go to the doctor, go to the OBGYN. Let me give y'all a little bit of education. As I'm learning, I want to get out here and teach y'all. Guys, you should be getting pap smears every year. If it comes back abnormal every year, after, if you get a pap smear that's abnormal, the next thing is a colposcopy, and not a colonoscopy, a colposcopy. What that means is they're testing you for um, genital warps, um, non-cancerous things. They're testing you for things that's going on because your pap smear isn't normal. You should get that if it's abnormal every year, if it's normal every 2 years. But you should steadily always get it done. I am seeing women in my office who are my age, which is I am 49. So my age and older, okay, haven't had a pap smear in like 6 years. And then they don't understand why they irritant down there. Y'all have to take care of yourselves as women. It's not a joke. Y'all better watch who y'all are sleeping with just because hey, dear self. Hey, just because you guys are married, y'all don't know what you may be faithful, but apparently your partners are not, and y'all don't know it. Hey, Queen Diva. Hey, love. Thanks for dropping by. I'm glad to see y'all in here. I literally just pressed the live button. I ain't had no plans, no nothing. I just had a little time and something to say. So I just clicked the live. I just hit live. Just simple as that. But I'm just talking about my experience working in the OBGYN. And I have a message for my ladies out here. Take care of them bodies because we ain't doing right. No shit just happened here. No, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, yeah. We ain't doing right with our bodies at all. And it's really bad. It's really bad. But I do like the fact that these women is y'all getting it, honey. Y'all is sexting. And I really I'm prejudging y'all. And I shouldn't be. That's not nice. Because I'm getting my whole life that my women is out here getting it. But y'all better watch who y'all getting it with. Because you know, that shit is no fun. It is no fun at all. A lot of these women got is y'all living foul. So that's just my message to y'all. Take care of them bodies, okay? Go to the doctor. And if y'all are with men and y'all don't know for sure who y'all men are sleeping with. For my straight women out here, y'all can't be sure that y'all men are faithful. So it's very important that they get checked too. I know a lot of men that don't go to the doctor until something is wrong. And in case y'all don't know, when you get a venereal disease, it's a lot of times the men don't know they could be carrying those venereal diseases for a very long time. Just read my book said a lady my mom knew hadn't been with to a gynecologist in 15 years. The age of her youngest, my mom got her to go and she had an IUD that meshed to her uterus. Absolutely, that can happen if you don't take care of yourself. That can definitely happen. And IUDs, and this is important. I'm glad you said that because an IUD can actually stay in for a very long time. I've seen someone had an IUD for, oh God, I want to say like 7, 8 years or more. But you still have to go get that check because, like just read my book just said, it could get meshed to your uterus, which is why you have to go to the doctor to make sure things is okay down there. Because I'm telling you, we wake up every day with a different story to our body, either a takeaway, an addition, or a subtraction. We're going to wake up damn near every day with something different. The older you get, the more changes is going to come. I mean, if you would have told me, seriously, guys, if you would have told me about, I would say 7, 8 years ago that I was going to go through my changes when I got to menopause, shit, I really think now this me having going through menopause, I think they should write that into health for the younger girls at an early age. As soon as they get in high school, they should start talking about this stuff because nobody explains to you what's going to happen. The doctor don't even really explain to you the changes that you are about to see. That's another lot of patients I'm getting too that can't understand this menopause. They don't that they're getting the estradiol, the progesterone. They're trying to get things like hormone therapy to deal with this, and they're still not like getting a grasp on it. There is none. I'll just say this. You have to do what works for you with this stuff. And like me, what I realized, what only works for me, and you guys can try it if you are going through menopause. I stopped drinking, period. I stopped eating chocolate, period. I had to. HRT is the devil. There's a lot of women that get it though. I promise you. I did had a habit getting lost and doing all types of havoc. First time hearing it. Wait a minute, let me put it up here. I don't know how to do. Yeah, they're doing it all types. First time hearing it getting in mesh. Yes, it can get mesh. I had mine for 10 years. In 3 months, experimental toxicity. Ooh, toxicity. Oh, ooh. Now, see, I never heard that to yourself. That's different. Metal toxicity. I have to ask my doctor about that. Yeah, 8 years. I honestly I wanted to say, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to seem. I don't want to lie, but I could have sworn I seen a patient that had an IUD for 17 years. So I don't know the longevity in that. Like I said, guys, I'm still learning myself. So I gotta see what that is. But either way, just because you got that in you does not stop you from getting an STD. It does not stop you from getting genital warts, cancer. It does not, those things don't stop. So that's why just because you get that, you still have to get it checked out to make sure it's still in the right area, to make sure it's not meshing against the mesh is not going against your ovaries and your uterus and things like that. That you have to make sure it's still intact. I took it out. Wait a minute. The 10-year one and took it out in 3 months. Yeah. Yeah. Dear so, my doctor tried to give it to me to regulate my cycle and my body rejected it and a few days later. Wow. And that's another thing too that I'm seeing. Um I knew I had a patient who was 40, no, yeah, 49 and still getting her period. No, I'm lying. 54. 54 and still getting her period every month. I was like, damn. So each person is just different. Each person is different. Paragard. I've heard of Paragard. One is metal, very rare, but it happened to me. That shit, yeah. Mm, wow. Thanks, guys. I gotta ask. Now I got questions. These are made of copper, so metal toxicity is an issue. Yeah. Ooh. I got some questions. I'm gonna ask my doctor on Monday about these the best kind, and I guess what? I'll come out here and share that with you. Cause now I got the plug, child. My mom, oh, God, until her 60s. Oh my God. Who knows? I didn't get if I didn't have my surgery for my endometriosis, I probably would have still had mine. Who knows? I mean, that was just a side effects right after that surgery. It completely swung me right into menopause. So that was just, one of my side effects. So I went into menopause very early. But what's the plug? The plug is I got a OBGYN at my expense. I could go, I don't have to call and make an appointment. That's what I mean. I'm right there in the building with her. So if I got questions, I could just ask her. That's what I meant by that. Let me see. Nick said I had a set of twins. I had a set of twins at 47, and I kept my motorcycle till I was 61. My God. See? Hey, Benj. Hey. Nice to see you, love. Wow. 61. This is crazy. I mean, it is very, very educational because you don't know unless you ask. And a lot of women are not comfortable talking about this stuff. And so I am though, because we are women. I had a young woman who was embarrassed because she didn't want she didn't want to tell me that she did have an STD, and she was embarrassed to say it. So I let her know, please don't be embarrassed. It's good that you're in the office. Number one, you took the best step because you came to the doctor. So whatever it is, we can try our best. If we can't cure it, we can try to get you help. It's just good that you're here, and we are all women. We gonna go through things. Just don't think that you're the only one going through it. If you were born a woman, you are going to go through some shit, which is why I feel like, yeah, yeah, wait a minute. Which is why I feel like we should have a better camaraderie as women because we can help each other way more than we can hurt each other. My sister, mother, and grandmother had cycles at the same time. Yes, when you be around somebody long enough, you will. Me and my best friend used to get cycles together because we were in sync, and our cycles would come at the same time. My daughters get their cycles right behind each other. every like one after the other, and they're like what 5 years apart. But once one start, that very next week, the next one is going to get it. They're in sync. It's going to be like that. I just read my book. Said my sister had her first period while we were at our grandparents for dinner, and my grandmother had passed. Listen, and my mom, let me tell y'all something. My mother didn't, she didn't explain that part, that process to me. She didn't explain that to me at all. Let me be transparent for a little bit. And I'm not ashamed of anything that I say. So I don't care if it gets taken anywhere because I'm not ashamed of my life, y'all. I went through a lot. And yeah, everybody say you shouldn't get on here and tell your business and everything like that. But when I say things, when I tell my stories, it's to help the next person because I feel like I could. So when I first caught my menstruation, guys, I didn't know. First of all, let me just say this. Before I even caught my menstruation, I used to play around with my mother's pads when I was little because I watched her put them on. So when I was little, I used to walk around and mimic her and do the things she did. Never knew what they were for. So when I did finally catch my menstruation, I didn't know what to use. And my mother didn't talk to me about these things. She didn't, I had no conversation or nothing. So y'all, literally when I did, I wrapped up a whole bunch of toilet tissue and just put it down there and went about my business. I didn't know how heavy I was going to bleed. I didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing. Um I had no clue. I thought I was going to bleed forever. And I never forget, I went to school. I caught my menstruation on a Saturday. And I went to school. No, I'm sorry. I caught my menstruation on a Sunday. So when I went to school on Monday, I was so depressed and I asked to go to the nurse. So I went to the nurse and I just laid down on that little it's like a little sofa. And I just laid down. And I'm like, and she's like, my nurse is like, what's wrong? I said, my God, I got my period and I'm be bleeding forever. And she was like, she just like gave a little giggle. She's like, no, that's not true. So she explained to me the cycle and how it works. And I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know that. So then I go home and I'm still making up pads. Got I got sanitary napkins right there. Didn't know what they was for because my mother didn't explain what that situation was going to be, what how I was going to handle it, how many days and all this and all that ovulation. She just didn't explain this stuff to me. So my nurse did at school, and when I came home, I still was wrapping up pads. She still no, she gave me a pad. So when I came home, I was about to wrap up another pad and I thought about it and I'm looking at the pad that she gave me and it dawned on me like, oh, my mom got these. And I literally went in my mom's room and got the sanitary napkins. But these are things that a lot of moms don't talk to their kids about. I'm just telling you some of the things that my mom didn't speak to me about. And it's not like she didn't care. She just didn't think to do it. And I don't know. Life got in the way, and by the time it really mattered, like when I was 14, my mom had a nervous breakdown, so she mentally was gone. Like she just couldn't help me with anything after that. So I literally learned everything on my own because my mom, she just didn't. And I don't think, and to be quite honest, I don't think her mom taught her, so she didn't teach me. It's certain things my mom was really good at, but there were certain things she dropped the ball at. So me as a mom, I try to pick up everything, and it's overkill for my kids. Like my daughters, oh, they get so tired of me preaching, but I can't help it because I think of where my mom didn't do, and I try to compensate. if that makes sense to you guys. Let me read some of your comments because I'm backed up. Let's see. Did I read this? Yes, I read that one. I used to sync up with the ladies at work. I hated those heifers, right? Every time I turn around, somebody is bleeding. Thanks, Bench. Thank you so much. As you can see, I only have one mod. Wait, dear stuff, I'm missing your comment. Sorry, I gotta get back. My mom used to assist in changing my napkins for the first 6 months and showed me how to properly groom myself menstruating. Menstruating. Yes. And dear self, that's what I did to my daughters. I literally, each one of them, when they got their period, I took my daughter into the bathroom and I groomed her. And it was now my oldest daughter, she ain't care. Like my oldest daughter is like a free spirit. Like she don't care. It is what it is. It's so funny how your kids have each one of your kids. I have four. Each one of them have a different part of me. And when I see it, it scares the shit out of me. So my oldest daughter did not care when I groomed her. She was just like, okay. And she literally wanted me. I didn't do it for the first 6 months. I didn't have to. Like once I did it, I did it. Did it once. I showed her once, and I watched her do it the second time. And I just like critiqued her a little bit. But I didn't do it anymore. I didn't have to do it anymore. And I always go behind them to make sure that they're doing it, that they're cleaning up after themselves, they're not leaving blood and stuff. Because still, as grown as women, I can attest to at work, these grown ass women still don't even clean up after themselves properly. I go behind people all the time and they leave their shit in a like, they don't wrap it up. They leave blood around the seat. So, that's important to me. So when I explained that to my oldest daughter, she got it. It was nothing for her to catch on and just do the damn thing. My baby girl, though, oh my God, you would have thought I was a stranger. You would have thought that I didn't birth her. She was like, because I did teach them to, cover up. You don't let nobody see you. But they took that shit literally. They don't even let me see them. And it was like a fight for me to groom my baby girl because she was like, no, I don't want you to see. I was like, girl, I gotta teach you. And like even her doing it in front of me, it was like I was a complete stranger. She's just not with it. Like so that's funny. I look, that's all I can do is show you. My mom ain't show me, but I damn sure made sure I showed my girls. Yeah, I'm so backed up. Let me catch up. My dad had my mom talk to my aunt about it. When she found out it was going to happen again, my aunt was mortified. Just read my book. You are so funny. Right, BB. I've heard a lot of people say their parents didn't inform them of it. No, my mom didn't. I think because I know I'm from an era where you just, first of all, you didn't discuss a lot of things. Parents were not as open as we are today with our kids at all. They shielded us from a lot of stuff. And if you had that parent that was like that, I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even tell you if I had a friend whose mom was like that. I didn't. I didn't. So my mind was great about that thing. Yeah. And kudos to you because I had a lot of friends and I just can't remember if their mom told them or explained it to any of us. I really don't. But I did it with like I said, as a parent, me as a parent anyway, I take the good things that I learned in life and the bad things and I mix them together and get a nice little soup. Now, Can I tell you that everything I'm doing is right? I can't. But I do know the one thing I tell my kids, whether you listen or you don't, whether you go astray or not, the one thing you won't be able to say is that you didn't know any better. That's the only thing I can promise, is that I told you this. You knew it. So the choices that you make, they're gonna be yours to make because it's you. But I just don't want you to ever say I ain't know. You know? Yeah, awesome. Yes, that's awesome that she has hands on. It can be scary and embarrassing events for young girls. Shit, ain't no one called for the woman 11 years. Wait a minute. Shit, ain't no one trying to be called a woman at 11 years, BB. you're too, you're too handsome. I know, but shit, I mean, I, look, I learned a lot of things the hard way because nobody taught me. And I don't want that for my kids. I don't. First one, just the girls didn't want me in there either. No, mm-mm. No, mm-mm. Now my daughter just don't. She don't like sharing that type of shit. Like I still like my youngest, as a matter of fact, they come they didn't come this weekend because I don't know if y'all know, a lot of people probably don't know, but my children live with their father, predominantly with their dad, and they're like maybe 2 hours away from me. But I they come over on the weekend if they want to. But now that they're older, when they were a little younger, it was, they always wanted to be around me, holidays, weekends, stuff. But now they get older, they're doing their own thing. So they don't come every weekend like they were supposed to come this weekend. But instead, I'm on the phone with them and they're like, Mom, why don't you just come and chill with us? Just come get with us. And I'm like, get with y'all how? Like, where we gonna go? And we could just go out to eat or whatever. So they want me to drive 2 hours away just to come eat dinner with them. Do I feel like doing that, y'all? Hell no. But I'm going to do it because they asked me to do it. And this is what a mom does. I love my kids. Like me getting when I divorced their father, that was the hardest decision I ever had to make because I was used to waking up every morning with my kids, going to bed, seeing them, just watching them sleep, waking up, making breakfast, waking up. I was used to that. And to have that stripped away, it wasn't stripped away like on purpose or forced or anything like, but the dynamic just shifted, it changed, and that was a lot for me to handle. That's not an easy thing, and but I had to do it because the one thing that a lot of parents don't do is put their children first, and in that situation I had to put them first. And we always, even to when we first broke up, we always said that wherever we go in life, whatever's best for the children, educational wise, that's where they're going. And so we didn't have to go before the courts, we didn't have to do anything. We just already knew what it was. So that's what happened. And so I don't get to see my daughters and be hands on the way I want to, but I make sure they know. I teach them. I stay teaching them. And whenever they're with me, it's like a whole lesson. It's a whole lesson. It has to be because they're with their dad, but dads don't their, their father not going in the bathroom with them checking shit. Like he he's not doing it. Even when he took his son to my son to the urologist, he was like freaked out. And my son was what, 13 when he had to see the urologist. He was freaked out that he had to go in and look at his nuts and shit like that. Like he just that right there. I don't know. Everybody's just not comfortable with that. And that's his own kid. But I'm like, well, he's not gonna show me, so you gotta do it. So um Yeah, that's what it is. So I have to teach them as much as I can. Um, just read my book. I'm so glad it's over. My daughter said she can't wait for hers to stop. I told that's all she can do because she's got another 30 years. I mean, you don't know when, no, just read my book. Cause shit, I didn't think mine was going to I mean I don't get my menstruation no more. It's been what? Four ooh, almost 2 years now. I haven't had my menstruation. And yeah, it's a good thing, but it's also like I picked up a whole bunch of other issues, but I got a hold on it. Like I was saying, I got a hold on mine, and I don't know if it Hey J Truth, sorry I'm missing. I'm trying to keep up, guys. Y'all know I ain't good at this shit. I never come live, but I'm gonna start doing my thing a little more, you know, because I like having conversation with people, good respectful conversation. But yeah, I still have to raise my daughters. I still have to make sure that they're taking care of themselves and respecting themselves and know when it's time to shave and when their menstruation is on, how many times they should be checking, and when how to clean up behind themselves, and it's just the fact of being a woman, and that's something I can do, and I have to do my part. And that's just what I'm doing over here, you know. Average menstrual cycle are 35. Normal 35 years. Ooh. Well, then mine was not normal because mine sure stopped early. Antigone. Antigone. I don't know. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Antigone. Hello, and thank you for joining me, love. Antigone. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Antigone. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm learning a lot working there, and I love it. I really love it. I don't like the fact that I don't sit the hell down, y'all. This is how I know I'm working hard, y'all, because like I'll go in there with my phone at 100%, and that's at 8 o'clock. When I leave out of there at 5, y'all, my phone is on 90. Anti anti Antigone. Antigone. Okay, Antigone. Did I say that right? Antigone. Antigone. I hope I said that right. But yeah, when I leave at 5, my phone literally be on like 96, 95%. So that's how much I'm on it. That means I'm working. I ain't working. In my old position, I had like a lot of downtime, not this one. And I have to be on my job and paying attention because now I'm working with specimens, I'm working with blood, you know, I'm working with biopsies. I got to make sure I'm doing the right thing with the right person. I can't be mixing up nobody's shit because I'm not focused because I'm paying attention to something else. So I have to be focused. So yeah, that phone, it got to go, and but I like learning different things. You never get tired of learning. And while I'm on the subject of learning, can I tell y'all that if y'all didn't know, I quit school. Damn it, it was too hard. I'm just gonna come out and say it. It was hard. And another factor was the fact that guys, I I went into bankruptcy, and I went into bankruptcy in October. So when I failed the first cycle, I failed one class. And when I felt that one class, I had to take it over. So I had to wait until they were offering that class again, which took like I think they started a new class in shit, y'all. I don't want to lie. In October. think it was in October. Yes, it was in October. They started the new class. So I started the new class. I was going to give it a shot. I said I wasn't giving up and I was going for it. Super Antigone. 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 I hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to get that name right. Antony. Antigone. But listen, so guys, so I said I was not giving up. I'm going to do this class and keep going. So at the same time, I had to file for bankruptcy. And I'm gonna tell you why. Y'all, my son tore my credit down to the ground. Okay. My oldest son, I fucked up, y'all, and got my son an apartment and put it in my name. Big, 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 big mistake. So I left it up to my son to pay his bills. Now, for the first 2 months, I was just taking his rent money and paying it myself. However, that third month, he was late. And I'm like, okay, Paris, you cannot be late. You got to be on time. And so, okay, he apologized. I paid the late fee for him. That was month three. Month four, he was late again, and I was not going to pay that late fee or that you know to get that next day service is like 27, almost $30 to get it on time if you don't want to pay the late fee. So I wasn't going to do that. So I gave him the information to the rental people and I told him, you do it. I'm out of it. Big, big, big mistake. I relied on him to do it. So, guys, look, that's month 4, 5, 6, 7, the eighth month. The eighth month, I'm at work and I get an email. The email is a court date, y'all. A court date for not paying rent. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I called him and I'm like, bruh, you you ain't paid your rent since I paid it, since the last time, since I made sure it was paid. You're telling me you haven't paid rent since? Oh ma, you don't understand. Give me this sad ass story. So I'm like, I can't go to court. I'm at work and I'm not taking off work to go to court. But of course, guys, because the damn shit is in my name, I gotta go to court. He can't go to court. I gotta go to court. I didn't go to court. So they evicted me. Basically, they evicted me. So, with that being said, all of that on top of my shit literally tore my credit to shreds. I couldn't see no way out. So I went, got a lawyer, and filed Chapter 7. When I did that, it was the best thing I could have ever done. I don't know who has something bad to say about bankruptcy. It's all it is fixing your finances. Yes, it does state on your history. However, it's it's a do-over, okay? So, to bring it back to school, when I filed for bankruptcy, I did not take into account that I would be going back to school and would need a loan. So in October, when I went back to school, I went for like almost 3 days, and they kept sending me to the financial aid department. And every time I went there, they like, something's not going right because your financial aid is going through, but the loan is not. So it then dawned on me, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. I'm currently in bankruptcy, so they're not going to give me a loan, an extra loan. So they're like, oh yeah, you can't apply for anything while you're under bankruptcy. I'm sorry, guys. Can you hear me? I don't know what happened. Like everything just went out. So, I'm sorry, but thanks for staying with me. So, like I said, so I couldn't get approved for the loan. So it dawned on me, yeah, because I'm in bankruptcy, that's going to happen. So they told me, well, you can still go, but after we calculate everything, your monthly bill is going to be $700, and there is no way I could afford that. So I stopped going. I said, okay, I'm just gonna wait until this is over, and then I'll go back in January. This is what I said back in October, guys. Well, what wound up happening is my bankruptcy ended in December. This was the quickest bankruptcy I ever seen in my life. It ended in December. But you know what else happened? Biden forgave my entire student loan. Guys, I had like over $83,000 worth of debt. And Biden took all that shit away. So in January, once yes, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Don't tell me he ain't doing nothing for America. He did it for me. Okay. Because ain't no other president do it. I tell you that. Okay. But he did. So, um, so once he took that away and I was out of my bankruptcy, guys, and I posted it on my community wall. The first thing I did, I literally went and got me a new car, and I put no money down on that car, and rode off with it. My car payments are cheaper, everything. But I was just not willing to go back to school and take another loan, y'all. That's the one thing it did. It frightened me from wanting to do another loan. So I was just like, man, the hell with school. And I shouldn't have said that. But it was because then I'm thinking, damn, if it was hard this first semester, it's gonna get even harder. And all of that together just made me quit, y'all. And that's the truth. I ain't gonna lie. That's the truth. I just quit. I'm old as hell. And my brain don't work the way it did. So I advise all of you youngins, use it before you lose it. Okay? Because it is no joke trying to be my age going back to school. No, J Truth, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. I'm telling you now, nursing school is hard. The shit is no joke. And you can't have a life doing it. You cannot. Don't think you can go to nursing school and you're going to go out every now and again. No, there is no going out. Don't think you can go to nursing school and you got babies at home that you got to tend to. Somebody's going to be neglected. Because if you want to get that degree, it is non-stop in those books. And if you can't retain information like me because of my old age, because of all marijuana that I used to smoke, just because of life altogether, I cannot. Getting older, period. COVID, I caught it twice. That did something with my memory skills. I'm blaming everything, y'all. I'm throwing everything but the kitchen sink at why I quit, why I didn't do good at school. And that's the truth. I did okay, but I knew that it was going to get even harder. And honestly, I just quit, y'all. I just don't want it. I don't want to do it no more. I'm scared of it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Them youngins was whooping my ass. I came in there. I thought because I'm in the healthcare industry, I'm this gonna be a piece of cake. Nope, nope. You don't know shit. You get in school. I don't care how long you've been doing it. You get in that school, you don't know nothing. You gotta learn everything from scratch. And they do things totally different than they did 14 and 15 years ago. Well, thank you, Auntie Gone. Wait a minute. I got to go back to how you pronounced it before. Wait a minute. Hold on. Because I jacked it up again. I know I jacked it up again. Antigone. 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 Give it to the master. I did. I gave it to the master. And you know what the master told me to do? Sit your old ass down. You got a job. Your job pays decent. You make good money. Can you be making better? Yes. But are you mentally and physically equipped? That's a different story. So God told me to sit down and stop playing these games. I don't know who you think you are. That's what God said to me. Stop. Give that shit to the kids. That's what he said. J True. BB need to go back to school with us next year. Oh God. I don't know. I don't know. Now you talking about 50, dear self, trying to go back to school for nursing. It'd be one thing if it was administration or something, even medical shit. I don't know. I don't even know what this brain could adjust to at this age. I really don't know. But I know it ain't nursing. I tried it. You can't say I didn't try. At least I tried, dear self. I did. And kudos to y'all for going back. Go on back. I hope you do better than I did. I swear to God. That shit was hard. You never too old. You heard my baby say shit. Either way you go. I'm about to say you can go to school for 4 years or no. You either way you're gonna get 4 years older. You're right. Just read my book. Y'all go. Let me see. That's me. Healthcare administration member. We fell our course last year at the same time. Right. But see, my listen, dear self, you're gonna you're gonna have to get up off of here. And that's the problem. I'm too nosy. I still want to do what I want to do. I'm hard headed. I mean, I can tell the truth about myself. I still want to do shit that I want to do. I want to sneak it in there. And I can't. I can't. Especially in healthcare. You're going to have to really give it your all. 2030 will have my PhD. That's right. You speak that into existence. And guess what? If two people agree, so shall it be. In 2020, in 2030, dear self is going to have her PhD. I said it. We said it. And it will come to pass. Real talk. I'm trying to make a lateral move in my career. Well, real talk, y'all. I think I'm good, BB. That's right. See, me and Just Reset, it's yours, dear self. So it's yours because two people agreed that. Okay. You know what? I wish if I was younger, I would make my money like the girls from, because that's my one of my favorite Ratchet TV is That's Now TV, and all those shows like the Southside Baddies and Zodiac House and Jessica Dom. I don't know if y'all got that. I got that channel due to my kids. So my kids got me watching this shit. Now I'm hooked. And I tell you one thing, when I be watching them young girls fight, and they making money just fighting a bitch. Probably back in my day when I was younger, if they had that shit out, I probably would have did that. That's an easy way to get some money. Just fight. I think it's so funny watching them damn girls fight. They tearing each other ass out. As a matter of fact, I get some of my aggression out just watching them. I fell because I had PTSD and a flare up last month. I wish it was just you two. Whatever path you choose, BB, you'll be fine. And thank you for your well wishes. Yes, no problem. I wish I would, if you can do it. Listen, real talk. My son's grandmother graduated from college. She went back to college. Um, and she graduated for the last time when she was 55 years old. And she just did it because shit, she ain't had nothing else to do. She was sitting in her office. She had a desk job, a secretarial job. She was making good money because she had been there forever. And she just decided to just go back to school online. And she literally went to school for 2 or 3 years and got another degree. And she traveled all the way. I forgot where this damn school. I want to say Colorado because she literally took a trip to March with her class and graduate. And she was 50. I want Rhea 54, 55 years old. Yeah, she was like 55 years old doing that shit. And kudos to her. I was so proud of her. Like she inspired me to not give up. But then again, she didn't do drugs. She didn't drink alcohol. She wasn't a partier. She didn't live the same fast life that I was living. So her brain still cells, she probably still had them all intact. She ain't lose a lot like I did. I lost a lot of brain cells. I can't even front with you on that because a lot of things that was once easy to me for me is not anymore. So I know that my mind it has gotten older and it is getting older. Yeah. Dear, so don't give up. If that's what you want to do, if that's your dream, and that's what you need to do that. I'm just going to tell you, just make sure you are focused. Just make sure this is like put your mind on it and stay there. Don't because what's going to happen is the devil, he watches all God's children and that he try to make he uses us as pawns. I really think in my head him and God have us be having talks with each other or who they gonna get. And God don't make you love him. So he'll just sit there with the devil and the devil will be like, you think she belong to you, but she don't. And the God be like, all right, then if she belong to you, prove it. I really think the devil and God be having these type of conversations. So I say that to say, if that's what you want to do with school, that's a great plan. But just know the devil is watching and he's going to start sending you things that look way better, that feel way more important. He's just going to start throwing them shits at you to knock you off your square. So just get ready for that and don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. That's just my advice to anybody that want to do anything in life. Don't fall for the devil's tactics. Like we keep doing it. We keep doing it in life. We just keep falling for the devil's tactics. And we lose all the time. We do not understand our power on this earth. I wish we did. I wish we did. I do, but I'm only one person. I'm only one person. I just wish it was more of us that understood our power and walked in it. Literally walked in it. Like it's so easy. It's so simple. Like we don't have to have what other people have. Everything ain't for everybody. I wish we could just be comfortable in what we have. Just for instance, let's just say and I'm not talking about all white people, so please do not take offense to it if you are white or any other ethnicity when I'm saying this. I'm speaking in general and I'm speaking about the majority, not the minority. But you think about it, with black people and white people, when you see black people that aspire to have everything white people have, they just want it. They just want that. They think that that is what riches, wealth is. That is what power is. Everything that they have. So they want it, and they work very hard to try to get it. But what they don't understand is it's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. That's why you go through so much trying to get it. That's why you meet so much adversity when you have it, because it's not meant for you. That's just my opinion. I hear people always say, I myself, at one point, I used to get mad at foreigners coming over here and building their lives and building um, companies and things of that nature. I used to get upset about that, but I had to check myself. What are you getting upset because they did something that you had the ability to do, but you was too prideful for it? You understand? We think we're too good for certain things. Like you see the mechanic. There's not a lot of black mechanics anymore. There used to be, but at some point we thought we was too good to be working on cars. Now we don't got it. Let's talk about sanitation workers. There was a time where and sanitation workers still get paid decent, good money, get great benefits. But there was a time where you was the shit if you was working for sanitation. But we got to a point where we too good for that shit. Oh, you just a fucking bus driver. You ain't making no money. You just a what you do? Pick up garbage. We think we too good for everything. Meanwhile, we don't got shit. We don't own shit. We don't got nothing because we think we too good for everything. At some point, anybody should have thought about this. All these franchises, they were franchises. They belong to anybody. Any one of us could have owned our own Burger King, could have owned our own McDonald's, our own Wendy's, our own Chipotle. We could have owned any one of those franchises and made money. We could have opened up shop in different areas. Those are franchises. They're for everybody. We could have opened up our own railroad line, our own bus terminals. We could have done this stuff because guess what? We are still in the same communities that we talk shit about. But we don't own nothing. Now we're giving our money to everybody else when we could have kept it in the house. Because we still here. We ain't moved to no promised land where that stuff don't exist. You still need your car fixed. You still eat out of fast food restaurants. You still take public transportation. You still take your garbage out for somebody to pick up. This is simple shit that we turned our nose up to because we thought we was better than that. Instead, we'll rather shuck and jive, dance, play ball, sing, entertain. That's all we are entertainers. But we're okay with that because at the end of the day, it's not really about nothing but wanting to be seen and wanting to be heard. That's what this whole thing is about. How much do you want to be seen and how much do you need to be heard? Hey, Taylor May. Y'all, thank y'all for rocking out with me, and I appreciate y'all joining on this conversation. Let me hear what y'all got to say. Hey, wait, I missed somebody. Wait. The Hood Table. Hey, the Hood Table. Thank you for stopping by. Wait a minute. Let me scroll up because I was saying stuff. J Truth. No, she was talking to definitely. That's why I said fall 2024. I knew better than this year. J Truth, your word. Yeah. That's right. Stay motivated and motivate each other. And I wish I had a partner. I wish I had someone to do it with me. We probably could have made each other strong, but I went at it alone and I failed. Don't go borrowing trouble. Don't go borrowing trouble. If it's an obstacle arises, deal with it if it comes. If you're starting out jaded, you're going to face opposition and it's self-imposed. Yep. Very true. Just read my book. Very, very true. Those are federal jobs. Correct. Give me a rock anytime. That's right. We just thought we was too good for these things. We still think it. I still hear people talking shit about, oh, what you just work at what McDonald's, as if that's a read. It's really not, because y'all don't even know how much people make in these places. They making more than you are at what you're doing, way more. And you can move up. And if you do have experience in the restaurant business, you can come with a proposal. If you're that good, they'll pay you what you want. That's what a lot of people don't know about these fast food chains. Period. And not even fast food. What else going on in your community that you use every day? When you go outside, what do you give your money to? Who do you give your money to? Whoever you give your money to, that's just another person that's taking your money and giving you nothing. All these materialistic, like these uh what uh Louis Vuitton and Fendi and all that. Like, seriously, be honest. Y'all will spend all that money on something that you only gonna want to wear once, because you're gonna take an asshole full of pictures and you ain't gonna want nobody to see you in it a second time. So now what you gotta do? Go try to get something else, and go try and do this, and try to do something different. But you keep going, reaching and reaching and reaching, spending all this money on shit that don't mean nothing. I heard Elon Musk literally say that um Tesla was like one of the dumbest ideas he ever had. He didn't even care about it. Meanwhile, I hear a bunch of people bragging about, oh, I drive a Tesla. And here go the owner that created Tesla, don't give two fucks about it. He said it was dumb. Y'all gotta think about that. And think about how many kids y'all send to college and can't send y'all own when y'all spending y'all money on frivolous stuff. This is the power that we always had. And I always say, I thought to myself, what if we got together and boycotted? And what that means is, it does not mean literally stop patronizing everybody. No, that's not what I meant. What I meant by that is only purchase what you absolutely need, meaning food and, household appliances and paying your bills. If you just did that and stayed out of people's restaurants, stay out of people's clothing stores, stay out of people, get you a car to get around, but it don't have to be a Benz. It don't have to be a BMW. No, it could be something that is reliable, an American made car, something that's not going to cost you an asshole to get an oil change. You understand? Smart things like that. If enough of us just did that, kept our money to ourselves, that is our power, because they just want our money. But if we said, no, you can't get that until we get this, do you think we would be invited to the table after that? I'm just thinking ahead. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I always thought that if we did something like that, we would be making a big, big statement. But we won't, because we're too indoctrinated into that that limelight, having the biggest this and the fancier this, and what do you call it, um flexing. We have brought into that bullshit, and that's why we are where we are today. And a lot of us are really, really depressed because we can't get where we think we want to be. But ask those people, have a conversation with those people that are there, and they'll tell you a different story. They wish they could be regular again like us. Ain't that something? We ain't never satisfied, are we? Just like women. It's always the littlest women. It's so funny. The littlest women always got an issue with their weight. I get some of the smallest freaking patients. They be like 117, and they come in looking so little. And when they get on the scale, I don't want to see it. Don't show me. No, oh my God. Because they went from 117 to maybe 120. Oh my God. Like they are through the moon. And I'm looking at them like, bitch, try 200. Shit. You talking about 120. Try 200 and then start complaining. The hell? But I say that to say, we're never satisfied. Whatever we got, we always want more. But guys, literally, oh my God, I really enjoyed this conversation because I've been on here for an hour and 32 minutes, didn't even realize it. And I appreciate you guys coming through. Um, I would drop my link, but I don't think nobody gonna drop down in it. But I'll do it anyway, just in case. Y'all, I don't. This is sad. Copy and paste. Y'all, I don't know where my mouse at, and I promise y'all, I don't know how to do it without it. I'm trying to press the paste it, and nothing won't pop up because I don't know what I'm doing. I need my mouse, but I can't find it. Oh shit! How do you paste? Damn it! I prefer stability over luxury brands. Me too. Any and every day. Understand that? I mean, I like to look nice, but I don't have to have, I've never been the type that had to have the finer things. I have always been real with myself. I can't afford it. I mean, there is no way in the world I'm going to be walking around with a Louis Vuitton bag or a Fendi pocketbook or a Birkin bag and I don't own no property. That's asinine. That's backward thinking. Why would you have that and you still just paying rent? And yeah, and all those things, all those name brands loses its value as soon as it leaves the store. So it's like it's worth nothing as soon as you purchased it. So it's like, why? What's the point? Just to say, look what I got. But once you show it once, I don't know if you like me, once I wear something once and everybody done seen it, I'm hesitant to wear it again. I don't know. Call me bougie. I don't know. I don't want people to see me in shit twice. So I know how even a bag. I'm not gonna even like I done had I'm on my third, well, I done had two Gucci bags. I got I got two of them got burnt in the fire, so I don't even have them no more. See how that just lost its value just that quick? Lost two. But I got another one, and if I wear it, like literally, if I wear it too much, I feel like I'm wearing it too much, and I don't. But I ain't going to buy another one because that damn thing was shit. What 1,300 for that little bag, and it's just a little crossover. It's a little something, and it was $1,300. Well, I gotta tell you the truth. I ain't buy it. My baby bought it. But still, I can't afford to buy myself one. Shit. Even if I could, I wouldn't because my frivolous self, frugal, I'll say, I'm thinking about a whole bunch of shit I can do with $1,300 besides this one bag. So I'm always going to think like that. But if it's something I really, really, really like, I'm probably going to get it. Like I got a couple of red bottoms because I like them. I really, really like them. But guess what? And I had my red bottoms for like 2, 3 years, and I plan on keeping them for more. Like they don't age out. I will have them forever. So that's to me is an investment. That's a little different. And I want some sneakers too. That's only about a thousand. Look, only that's a lot. That shouldn't nobody be paying $1,000 for no footwear. Let's be honest, y'all. But my stupid ass want these shoes. That's $1,000. These sneakers. I want them so bad. But every time I can have the money sitting right here, I can have the extra money. But I promise you, I will think of 100 more things, better things to do with that money than to buy them shoes. And that's just me. But some people don't think like me. Everybody don't think like me. J Truth, I do work hard, but I still I still got responsibilities. I still got kids. I mean, my daughter just came from Florida for her senior trip, and the school she go to, them kids, most of them are white and got money, so their trips be expensive. And that trip was ooh, damn near $1,500 for her to go to Florida with her class. And they was like, oh, the deadline for this, have 600 this time and have 700 that time. I mean, they was popping them deadlines out like motherfuckers just got that shit in their bank account. And I'm like, well, damn. Now I gotta work harder. Shit. Child, my son play basketball, gotta pay for uniforms and this and that. Like it's expensive having children when you really are taking care of your kids. They are expensive. And I don't get welfare. Shit. So I'm paying for everything. And it's expensive. So I gotta think about this. And again, I'm not rich and I'm not trying to act like I'm rich. I'm not dead broke either, but I'm not a rich girl. So I gotta work hard for the things that I get. So I gotta think before I just act and buy things just for somebody to say, oh, that's cute. Oh, damn, them shit's bad. Just for a compliment. You spending all this money for a compliment. That's all you getting out of this. Y'all need to think about that when y'all purchasing these expensive items. It's all for a compliment. You ain't gonna get it. You're gonna get what? If you wear it, what? You gotta wear it at different places so you can get different compliments from different people. Like, but that's all. That's the furthest you're gonna go. A Fendi bag ain't gonna get you a better job. It ain't gonna get you a house. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. Nowhere, really. But in trouble. I grew up poor. Well, back in our days, I don't know how old you are, J Truth, but back in my days, I was poor too, but I ain't know it because nothing never got cut off in our house, and we always had good food on the table. Wasn't no going out. My grandmother didn't believe in that, and my grandmother and my mother lived together for the most of my life. So she took care of like the cooking. We all cleaned. She didn't play that shit. But she took my grandmother cook. And my grandmother is a southern woman. And she didn't play no going out. Like I ain't know what I didn't experience eating from a Chinese restaurant until I was the first time I was like 13. And it's because my mom went and bought she had leftovers and she had brought the chicken home. And I woke up the next day and went in the refrigerator and I seen this little clear bag with chicken in it. And you know we love some chicken. And I went to eat that Chinese chicken. I was like, it's like yeah, it's like I ain't never tasted chicken before, but no, it was Chinese chicken. That was my first time tasting it. I'm like, what is this? Oh my God. I got my ass whooped too for fucking with my mother chicken, but I ate the fuck out of that chicken because it was so good. And, and McDonald's, like, I never knew the first time I ate at McDonald's, I could have been like 7. Yeah, my grandfather died when I was 7. And that's the only reason why I got to go to McDonald's because my grandfather was in the veterans hospital and he was near death and they didn't allow kids to go up, to see, up on the floors. So my mom used to go and see him and would leave me down in the waiting area. But every time she did it, like the first time or the second time, I don't know how many times she did it, but I know that last time she did it without buying me nothing, the receptionist said, "You can't do that no more. She cut up so bad down here, you're gonna have to take her with you. You can't take her, so you're not gonna be able to come." So what my mother did was she would bribe me with French fries. So she's like, "I'll buy you some McDonald's French fries if you sit down here for a little while." All right, I love French fries. So she bought me some McDonald's French fries. And so, yeah, that was a treat for me. That's the only time I seen fast food. So, yeah, I didn't grow up rich, but I knew the basics. I knew that the bills were always paid, and I knew we always had food on the table, and I knew my house was always clean. Now, was it cluttered? Fuck yeah. We was packed on top of each other like roaches with the roaches. Yes. Yeah, that's the truth. Which is so funny because I was just talking to my little brother. He lives in Texas and he was down here last week because on his father's side, his uncle passed. So he came down here to visit me. He said I wasn't leaving without seeing you. And we were talking about why we not as close as we were. Like we all grew up under each other all the time. But now that we're older, we like literally we are spread apart and we barely see each other. But it dawned on me. And I said, that's why, because we were so packed on top of each other for so long that I guess we just kind of needed our space. But I miss it though. Me and him, we're the youngest out the 5, and we miss that togetherness. We want to see each other more. But at the same time, we also like our space. We don't like company like that. So it's funny. So I really do think it had something to do with us just being packed on top of each other. We didn't have It was 5 of us in a one-bedroom apartment, y'all. Now, this is some true shit. Transparency for your ass. But it was a big ass one bedroom because back in the day, one bedroom apartments were big. You had a big ass dining room, you had a big ass living room, you had a nice kitchen, a nice bathroom, and then you had a big ass bedroom. So when we lived in that one bedroom apartment, it was 5 kids. And my grandmother and my mother. So it was 7 people. Y'all heard me? 7 in a one bedroom apartment. My mother took the room. My grandmother literally stayed in the living room. We had a pull out couch. That was her bedroom. And we were in the dining room. My mother made that whole dining room a room. She got the closet, it used to walk right in, but she got that cut off so it could be an actual room, and she made a closet out of it. And that's how we lived for I would say the first 23 years of my life. Well, I I can't say we were all packed up because my brothers were older, so they left. But I can remember at one time all of us was in that one bedroom because that's how we did things. And so I guess when you think about it, being in that one bedroom, shit, nothing better not have been cut off, right? That would have been a shame if you got two working adults in a one bedroom and still can't pay the bills, child. That would have been sad. So, you know, wait a minute. What did just read my book say? She said our parents took us out every Friday to dinner, and during the summer we would go to breakfast every payday. We would get seated and order for daddy while he was across the street at the bank every weekend. Fridays for me, hmm, every Friday, my grandmother would make fish and fries. She would fry fish and cut up potatoes. That was our Friday meal every Friday. We look forward to that shit. Sometimes she'll switch it up. Sometimes she'll fry chicken. Sometimes she'll fry fish. One of the two we was getting. That was our Friday. It was definitely wasn't at no restaurant. And every Sunday, my grandmother cooked. We would prepare on Saturday, and she would cook every Sunday for her father and her brother. And her father and her brother will come every Sunday to eat with us. So now we just added two more people to the roster, but my grandmother fed us religiously every single day. I don't know a woman that went shopping as much as my grandmother did. She went shopping every day. She went to the supermarket and she worked. My grandmother worked every day. But on her way home, she went to the supermarket every single day. Every day. I didn't even know. And you know what? My grandmother was a big component of? She was a big component of freezing food because for years I didn't understand how the hell we was eating macaroni and cheese and collard greens and all that on a Wednesday, because that's kind of like a Sunday meal. That's a big deal. That takes a lot of, of work to do. So it was crazy to me. I didn't realize it until I got older that my grandmother, if she made whatever she made on Sunday, whatever was left, she would make sure it was enough to be to have again. So she would freeze it. And so what we had on Sunday, we would have a repeat like on a Tuesday. And the shit was just as good. You never knew the difference. So I was like, damn, my grandmother doing her motherfucking thing. Who the fuck cooks like this? I ain't know her tricks. I know now. But yeah, that's what my grandmother did. That's how she raised us. So, you know, yes, man. Fish on Fridays and Saturday dinners. Yes. Mm. Child, my grandmother had the ability to make any and everything taste freaking phenomenal. I would never eat duck again, but I ate it with my grandmother because I thought it was chicken. I would never eat liver, but I ate it with my grandmother because I thought it was steak. That's just the goodness of that Southern cooking. My grandmother cooked everything, everything, any and everything you could think of. I still have yet to taste a blueberry pie like my grandmother. I still have yet to taste chicken and dumplings like my grandmother. I'm sorry, I just still haven't tasted yet. The one thing my grandmother didn't do is show us how to cook it. She wouldn't let us in her kitchen. It was too small. We was in the way. So that's the one thing she messed up and didn't do. And she never taught us how to cook. But I learned how to cook just by remembering how her stuff tastes. So if it tastes like my grandmother, and my brothers would be the test, my cousins, because everybody loved my grandmother's cooking. They come over and eat it. If they say it's like Daisy, because that's my grandmother's name, then I know I did the damn thing. I like liver, but honestly, just read my book. I like chicken liver. Chicken liver is so good. Over some grits with some gravy and onions. Oh my God. That is so good. So, so good. I just, uh, yes, gonna pick, yeah, J Truth. Gonna pick the cotton. Yeah, that's my grandmother. That's where she from. They don't even make grandmas like that these days. Shit, I'm a grandmother and I ain't nothing like my grandmother. Shit. They'll make grandmas like your Big Mama is gone. Who still got a Big Mama out here? And God knows, I feel sorry for y'all who will never experience Big Mama. Child, did y'all have a clothes? I absolutely had a clothesline. Sure did. Let me tell you, not only did I have a clothesline, I had a scrub board. My grandmother's scrub board. My grandmother, oh my God, this was a phenomenal woman. My grandmother washed our hands, our clothes by hands for many years. And guess what else? If we couldn't, because I had to go to the laundromat every week with my grandmother because um when I say five of us, y'all, let me like really break it down. My mother had a sister, and my mother had three kids, and my mother's sister had two. However, my mother's sister was out in the streets and doing her thing. So her kids were with my grandmother. So when I say the five of us, I'm really talking about my two brothers and my two cousins. But because we were raised together like that, we just say sisters and brothers. So, um, um, so there were times where, all five of us wasn't always in the house. But on Friday, I mean on Saturdays, we had to walk to the laundromat. And if the weather was bad and my grandmother couldn't get out to the laundromat, hey, 2020 Sly, self love yourself. Hello, hello. If my grandmother couldn't get to the laundromat, she would take out her scrub board and scrub our clothes and wash them. She did that for many, many years. So, yeah, this is the type of grandma. Oh my God. I could never be half the woman that lady was. You understand me? And my grandmother lived to be 92 and she passed away in her sleep. My grandmother never had no health problems. The only thing my grandmother ever suffered from, and she done gave all the girls her knees. She had arthritis, but my grandmother still didn't take no medication. She wrapped her knees up every night with rubbing alcohol, the green one, with bandages. You would see that on her knees. And she just walked around with that. And back then my grandmother wore muumuus. So you couldn't see it. She didn't care. But that's the only thing my grandmother ever complained about. That's the only thing that was ever wrong with my grandmother was her knees. She had bad knees, and she gave all them knees to me and my sister, my little sister slash cousin, because we got bad knees. Oh my God, I got rheumatoid arthritis. So, oh, but my little sister slash cousin, her knees is so big, and she a little thing with big ass knees, and we both crack up like Daisy gave us her knees. That's fucked up. Why she give us her knees, y'all? I never knew what Big Mama was until I moved to the South. I keep hearing people say it, and I finally asked the question from a different one I hear now. Oh yes, that's Big mama. That's who I consider Big Mama. Big Mama did everything. Big Mama made sure had everybody kids. Like I said, my aunt wasn't doing the right thing. My grandmother, it wasn't no question. She didn't have to ask. She just said, "I'm bringing the kids to you," and it was nothing. My mother, I always knew when my mother pissed my grandmother off. How I knew is I would be at my mother. I would be hanging out with my mother at her friend's house. That's how I knew she pissed my grandmother off. And my grandmother said, "Take her with you. She ain't staying with me." That's the only way I knew my mother that made my grandmother mad is if I had to hang out with my mother, because I was with my grandmother all the time. But yeah, yeah, I was really trying to drop the link, but I don't know how. Oh wait, oh shit, I think I found it. Yeah, something just popped up. Okay, I did it. I did it, y'all. I dropped the link. Sorry, it took me so long running my mouth. But I mean, y'all don't have to jump. Y'all don't have to come in. But I was just, dropping it in case. But yeah, just read my book. That's what Big Mama is. That grandmother, that mother, that strong mama that held everything down. Grandmother always worked. She never took a day off. Yes, Jay, truth. That's what I was about to say. This is what we did on a Saturday. Every Saturday, we couldn't go outside until we helped my grandmother prepare for Sunday's dinner. And if that was shucking corn, then that's what it was. If it was shelling peas, I ain't never even seen no peas. Oh, just read my book. I just put it.
Howdy.
Hey, just read my book.
How are you?
I'm fine. I just literally just went live. I didn't plan it. I just did it.
Well, I've been here since you started, and I'm telling you, you have been. This has been a wonderful conversation. We're
Oh,
all
thank
talking about
you.
a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all of the things that we've covered so far, like cycles,
Mhm.
people, the elderly having STDs, health issues. I mean, we've talked about a lot of things.
Yes.
Childhood. Yeah, we
Yes.
talked about a
Yes.
lot of things.
Yeah. And I
This is
enjoyed it. And I enjoyed that you guys were coming in on a conversation and joining me. I appreciate that. It really works when everybody is coming together.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes.
no, I was just talking about the things that we had to help prepare, like Saturday meals with my grandmother, like for Sunday. And I don't even see, I was just saying, shell and peas, I don't even see that in the stores anymore. I see green beans because, you still got to
You
pluck
got
them
to
green
market.
beans.
You got to go to the farmers market.
I
You
don't
green
see,
beans or
oh,
peas that
well,
you shell. You said shelling peas
yes,
too.
shell and peas. Yeah, we
Oh yeah,
shell
you have to
peas.
be a farmers market.
Okay. Then that's
I
where I
think
gotta
we're on a
go.
delay. I'm gonna drop down and come back because I think I'm behind or something or ahead. Because I keep feeling like I'm talking over you. Does it seem like I'm talking over you?
You're not, I'm talking over you. I have a bad habit, so please forgive me.
Oh no, I thought it was me. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right, cool.
You just be so
Yeah.
excited. You want to get yourself your point across and stuff, and you don't realize someone else is speaking is very rude. So please forgive me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. And you know what? The weather has taken a change already. It looks like now my guy came through and said I need to wait maybe a few more days to get a grass cut. He said let it get just a little bit higher because it's the first of the season. So he said that first cut, let it get a little bit more because it's kind of sparse. But I mean, like it's the weather has taken such a wonderful change. It makes me want to get out there and do some gardening. So,
Ooh, I
we've been
wish I
talking
knew how
about
to do
food
that.
and all of that. I would love to do that.
I wish
Older
I knew how to
people,
garden.
you know what? Go right here on YouTube. Go right here on YouTube. They've got some of the simplest methods that you can use, the things you can do. It's not expensive and you definitely benefit. And see, that's something that older people used to do. They still do it. And even now, I mean, depending on who's passed down what. They did. I
Right,
mean, they cooked right from the ground. They would tell you, go outside and get so and so. Go outside and get a head of cabbage. Go outside and get some tomatoes. Go outside and get some green
right,
beans. And you went outside and you
right.
brought it in. you know. So
And yeah, I heard that. Now, see, I didn't go through that. I know my grandmother did because she's from Georgia. So that's where she was born and raised. And she didn't move up north until her mom passed, which she was 11 years old. So for 11
mhm.
years, that's what they did. But she brought that southern right up here. And that's what she did. But we didn't have a garden, but she went to the supermarket. And back then, they had good groceries. Like it's not like it is now. So, she brought all that stuff home and we had to help her prepare. And, I did learn how to do a lot of things thanks to my grandmother. Hell, it took my grandmother. Oh, I can remember the first time my mother brought in instant iced tea. And
no. Oh
ooh,
no. Oh, I know she got
ooh,
her feelings hurt over that.
ooh. My grandmother didn't even open it. It sat so long it got hard as a rock.
Yeah.
Okay. She was like, "What is this shit? Let me listen. Just read my book." My grandmother cussed my mother out for buying a microwave. You understand? It took a while. That shit sat in the kitchen for about 2 months before my grandmother even used it. She was just stuck
Yeah.
in her ways like that.
Yeah. Now I know that my grandmother was quite progressive and she the one on one side, she was quite progressive. So she was one of the first ones to get the microwave. However, she did not believe you weren't supposed to cook in it. She said that that was made for heating. And my mom
Mm,
was telling her, you can cook in this. And my grandmother was like, she was not having it. She was not having it. You are not cooking in a microwave. That was made to speed up heating up something like a bowl of something or a pot of
yep,
something or whatever,
yep, yeah.
Mm-mm.
She
She
My
said
grandmother
no.
thought it was lazy.
Yep. But I'm like, oh my gosh. Think about how, now I'm going to tell you, think about how our parents and grandparents used to have that hot plate for your dad or your grandfather coming in from work, and how you keep that plate hot when you've already cooked and you fed the children, and because you're coming in a little bit later or whatever, right? So you got
Hmm.
the kids fed if y'all are not having dinner together, depending on what time you come in, or you got them bathed and they're sitting down doing homework and you come in from work. So how did you keep that warm? You couldn't go. There was no microwaves to go warm that thing up. They had to
Right,
go back to that stuff. And if you couldn't just keep it, because you will dry that stuff out too. But they would have that hot plate, but they would always cook early in the day. But there was no
right,
when you was talking about reheating, you really had to reheat. You had to go turn that stove back the hell on
right,
and
right.
reheat everything. Like
And
so,
right, you had to
yeah.
reheat it and everything and wait and let that thing go sit in the stove, whatever, however you was going to
Mhm.
heat it. That's how you did it. And
Oh yeah,
you know,
the put everything in the baking dish and cover it in foil and keep it on warm on the warm
uh-huh,
setting in the bottom.
yeah,
And then
or
if they didn't come in, it dry the hell out. Now you can
reheating,
keep
right,
pouring a splash of
putting the
water.
water in the pot and putting the right,
Yep.
yeah. Those are the days that our kids will never see. But those were the good days. Those were the
But I'm gonna tell
good
you something.
days.
I'm glad I don't see those days anymore. Because think about it, that was hell. Now, especially say if it's in the summertime, and now you got to heat up the whole damn house again just to reheat a plate. Now you got the microwave. Put it on in there. So my grandmother was cool. She was progressive. She
Let
was the first one to get a microwave, but there was not going to be any cooking. The hell you speak. You tell her you go cook something in there and see what happens. Do you cook? No, it's to heat up. Mm-mm.
That's so true. It's the I guess it was the older generation. Like I didn't even know we had a air conditioner,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even know it worked because my grandmother would never cut it on.
You know
It
what?
could be hot, huh?
That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I got a
No.
pet peeve with this. People who have dishwashers and won't use them. I
So
hate
my
that
pet
shit.
peeve, just read my book, is those who actually have a dishwasher.
What? You want to arm wrestle girls? Say what? Well, I've never.
I like we had the choice when we did our house over because our house, I was in a fire 2 years ago and our house completely burnt down. So we got it rebuilt like from the ground up,
Mm-hmm.
and we got everything new. And so I remodeled my whole kitchen, and the it's a compartment by the sink,
Mm-hmm.
and that's usually where the dishwasher go. So
Right.
when they were remodeling and they were doing the measurements for the dishwasher, I'm like, what is that for? And they're like, the dishwasher. I said, I don't want a dishwasher. So they're like, you don't want a dishwasher? I'm like, no, I want that to be my garbage disposal. So next to
You
my
can have
sink
both.
is
You can have both.
I didn't want it. I felt
What?
like this, okay, so this is my frugal way of thinking.
Of doing what?
I had when I was married
Mm-hmm.
to a man for 14 years.
Okay.
I had a dishwasher and everything. However, to me, I felt like that was it used up a lot of water. It ran up the power, and I still had to rewash my dishes. So I never seen the point. I don't like seeing scum from the water. You know them
Yeah.
spots and stuff like that. I never liked that. So I always felt like they wasn't clean. So I would have to rewash them. So my point of thinking was, what's the point of a dishwasher if you still gotta wash it?
Well, now, how long ago was this? Because they are made quite better now.
And that's my point exactly.
But that's
They
what I'm
could
saying.
be
But
different
if
now.
you can't give me at least 20 years, no excuse. You load that sucker right,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
and
you
I can
use
feel
the
that.
right
I understand
detergent.
that.
Yeah,
And
and they do use less water.
okay, see, that's what I mean. Like this was a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure they done made better models and could do
Hmm.
better things with it. But at this point now, hey, Vibrant and J Truth, I didn't know. I thought you was saying bye when you put the fist up, so I thought you was leaving. Of course, I don't want you to
Hey,
go.
Vibrant.
Right, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't even
Oh,
think
J
it's
Truth.
necessary.
Oh,
Baby,
oh,
my
that was
freaking silly
wrong. Oh,
sitting in the dishwasher. I wanted to murk my son right.
I know you
Ah,
did.
ooh. I've done that before too. I put things, I remember that. I remember putting stuff in the dishwasher and forgetting to turn the mother freaking thing on. And I would come downstairs and just make more dishes. And I would go to put the stuff in the dishwasher and see that it's still dirty dishes in there. I've done that before. And I'm like, wait a minute, this could cause rodents and shit. Like, this ain't healthy. This ain't clean. It's just, I don't know.
Rodents
I guess
in
that's
the
just
dishwasher?
not rodents, but like gnats and stuff like that. If
Oh,
you leave dirty dishes around, you're gonna cause
yeah,
a problem, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that I have experienced that when I had a dishwasher. But again, now I don't see it. It's not necessary to me. I don't have a big house full of people. I don't keep a whole
Mhm.
bunch of company. I don't like nobody in my house. I don't care. I used to do Thanksgiving and all that shit, but I don't play them games. I don't want you in my house. My house is not kid friendly, so babies can't come up in here, no nothing. I don't like people.
You don't let the babies in your house.
I do not. I do not.
God. Oh,
They touch stuff too much. They go
how you
around
don't let
touching
the
stuff, and
babies
you
in
know
your
the parents will sit down and ignore it, like they don't see them touching your shit. And you got to be the one that be bad guys. Put that down. Hey, sit down. Don't touch that. Touching the walls and all
Ooh.
types of shit that they do at home. They come right to
No,
your
see,
house and
no,
do it.
we knew better
And I
than
say,
that.
no, we
My
do.
mom didn't play
But
that. And neither did my
just read
grandparents.
my book.
Mm-mm.
Just read my book. Do you really think
Yes, I
parents
mean, I've
teach
seen it,
that?
but we didn't do that. We would have gotten our asses set on fire. I'm
Right.
serious.
Correct. They don't even get, I know, they don't even get the conversations that I used to give my kids. I don't see kids getting that no more. Before we left the house, there were rules. When we
Mm-hmm.
were in someone else's house, there were rules. And we used to go over that shit like a whole class.
Let me ask you this: what was the first rule?
Where you show out at is where you're going to get your ass kicked at. I don't care.
See, now my mother's first
Don't
rule was do not eat anything.
embarrass me.
Don't eat. Don't you eat shit unless I tell you
Oh,
you
what?
can. You can't. Don't you eat anything.
Right. That too.
That was her first
Don't
rule. Don't
ask
you
for
eat
nothing. None
anything?
of that.
Yep. Yep. And don't touch a thing. Sit down. You say hello and
Sit
you sit
down.
down.
That's it. You
But
speak
her, that
when you
person,
come
don't you eat shit.
in.
Girl, look, we and we already knew what you said. You said your mom's first rule was you get it when you show out. We
Yep.
already knew that. That didn't have to go on the list. We already knew that because my mother has pulled over on the damn expressway and whooped our asses and threw us back in the back seat and kept kicking.
Absolutely. Sure.
I'll never
That's,
forget that. We would come right off of the edge, right from around Van Cortlandt Park, getting on the damn highway.
yep.
And me and my sister, me and Lisa, back there bickering. And my mom was like, "Stop it, y'all are too loud. I'm trying to drive. And we wouldn't stop. And she pulled us right the hell over. And look, went from the driver's side. She came out because you had the bench seats.
Uh-huh.
She came out on the she was on the driver's side. She came out on the passenger side of the front, opened up the door, the passenger door in the back. Pop, 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 pop. Bam. Pop, 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 pop. Bam. Put your damn seatbelts on. And she slammed that door and got back in the passenger side, locked the door, and slid right back over under that damn steering wheel and took off. If you want you to get your ass whooped on the side of the highway, you know you're going to get it where you show out at.
Right.
I'll tell you what else.
That
I'll
is
tell you
true.
what really let you know. You can get slapped. Once you get slapped in front of your grandparents and they don't say shit. Oh, you know who runs the show because my mother didn't play that.
No.
I'm your mother. You know how some grandparents say, you don't do this, don't say that, let the baby. You can say that all you want. We looking right at our mother. If mom said no, we already knew.
Listen.
So don't even sit your ass down.
Listen. We already knew. I was a little mannish with my grandmother. And I would talk back sometimes, and sometimes my grandmother would be on the phone with her sisters, and they would hear her cussing me out and saying how grown I was. And
Mm-hmm.
this could be. I'll give you an example. This could be in March. So I already knew that every holiday we was going to see all our family. So this could be in March. They'll wait all the way to damn near the 4th of July. They didn't forget that I was managed to their sister. And they would give me such a tongue lashing. It didn't matter when they see, don't you ever talk to my sister like that again. What you say to my sister, I done forgot. This was months ago. I don't remember that. But they didn't forget. They would check me. You don't disrespect the elders.
Look, how about when they slip one of those in on an ass whooping? You did something 4 or 5 months ago, and now you did something today. And while they getting you, say, "And you remember what you did?" And when you said that to your aunt, she'll
The build up. Yeah, that's right.
we don't remember past 5 minutes ago. Shit, we chased the butterfly. Now we on candy. The fuck?
My grandmother and my aunts was something else. My aunt, I can remember one little funny thing. My aunt had a nice Cadillac, a nice Cadillac, but it didn't have no air conditioner. So one day it was hot as hell, and we had the windows down. We driving on the highway. So my aunt, proud Southern
Mm-hmm.
woman, she got close by some white people. She made us roll the window up. Talking about, I don't want them crackers knowing my business. Roll the window. So we literally had to burn up till we got past the white folk. Cause
Oh no! Oh
she was
no!
too proud. We laughed at that now like, Lord, what we been through. She made us roll the windows up. Like, I don't need them knowing. Roll the windows up. They don't need to know nothing. They don't need to know none of my business. We hot, we sweating and shit. Them crackers, what she ain't give a shit. And my grandmother was so phony. She'd be like, hey, Mr. Reuben, how are you today? And they just to be talking. Soon as they ride past her or walk past her, goddamn crackers. I'm like, Grandma. That's that Southern shit. I miss them though. I swear I miss them. Oh, I miss them.
Look at that dress she got on. Hey, baby. Well, look at you. Isn't that something? Turn around for me. You see that shit she had on, girl? You can see everything.
Right.
This is what my mother would say. She was over there taking pictures. That's what they call it. If you sit like if you had on something short and your legs up.
Right. Or showing the whole neighborhood.
Over there taking pictures.
And my grandmother, she cleaned house. She had she worked for Jewish people. Like, she took care. She was their maid basically. And I didn't even know they were Jewish or anything like that. But all I know is my grandmother will always be like, my Jew lady. You can't say nothing about my Jew lady. That's my Jew lady. She loved that woman. And she took care of her daughters. She had 2 daughters, and my grandmother raised them like they were her own. But she couldn't talk, you couldn't say nothing about her Jew lady. And for years, I'm like, what the hell is a Jew lady? Now I know that I'm older. Oh, they were Jewish. So and
now
she called them her.
one of my grandmothers was a cook for a Jewish family, the Datners. And she was a cook for them. Now, what she used to do, I'll tell you what happened. She was a nanny for their children. Mm-hmm. And she was leaving one day, and their cook couldn't. Whoever they had was a cook. The cook didn't come. I thought something, whatever it was, the woman that wasn't there, and they asked her if she would mind cooking. Now, here's the thing: there's a particular way to cook for them. These people were kosher. There's a certain way, of,
Right.
even down to the methods. You can't even cook certain things in the same pot. You
Correct.
can't. So, they look. She negotiated a little coinage.
Uh-huh.
My mother, come to find out, was balling because
Yeah.
yeah, she did so good. She cooked that time because they were having a party, and the cooks didn't come. So my
Oh,
grandmother, she made, and let me tell you what she did. She pulled my grandfather in too because my grandfather was a driver. So she
okay.
said they needed um a bartender because see the cook that the Datners had, see the cook, okay, the cook, the chauffeur, and whatever this man was to her husband were live-ins. And they took off one day, they weren't
Okay.
there. And which was strange because they lived there. So she needed somebody to fill in a pinch. So my grandmother put my grandfather on
I
for
know
the
that's right.
yeah, to be the bartender, and my grandmother cooked the food.
See,
And
look at that. They
honey,
knew how to hustle.
yeah. And look, and check this out. That was what she did from then on because there's a special time. They even gave her certain trainings and some books to read on
Mm-hmm.
how to cook kosher. It's not just
Okay.
about not having pork or certain things. You can't cook certain things in the same pot or the same pan. There's certain things you can't do after a certain time of day. There's a lot to it.
It's a
Come to
lot.
find out, my
Yep.
grandmother was balling just because of a fluke. Because whatever this couple did, I think, come to find out later, I don't know. I think maybe they stole something or whatever, but they just both never came back. But they lived there, so they must have had their plan together. They were married because she
Mm.
hired what they call couples. The dad
Oh,
hired couples. So my grandmother came in, did it. They trained her. She was making money. My grandmother was making money, and that's all she had to do was cook. She went to leave. They had somebody in there that did the cleaning.
mm-hmm.
Man, my grandmother said there was a sink full of damn dishes stacked from the sink, the counters, every damn way, and she had to wash shit because they require so many pots. You have to cook
Ooh,
everything in a separate pot. You can't cook things together.
right, right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
what we could do in maybe one pot or a pot, and it's not even about like trying to cook them at the same time. We put a few pots on the stove at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Yeah,
about saving time. There's something once a certain meat has been in a certain in a you cannot cook something else in that ever.
right. All
So
right.
it's like this is some crazy shit, but whatever. Well, to me, but that's how theirs was. And so
No, I know. Yeah.
yeah, she wound up being a cook and getting hired out and started her own catering business off of that fluke, off of that happening one day.
Look at
And my
that.
grandmother left from there and had a catering business, and then my mother had a catering business, and they could cover different areas and things and weddings and events that other people couldn't because they were certified kosher cooks.
Mm, nice.
See, you
That's
never
a
know when
skill.
your opportunity comes. It's a skill.
Yeah,
It is.
that's a skill. That is a skill. Because my grandmother
Mhm.
only struggled because my home in my house it was predominantly Muslims. Me and my
Mhm.
grandmother were the only Christians, and my grandmother made the mistake of trying to cook pork in the house one time.
I know you didn't tell me that. No, you didn't say that.
I
Cooking pork
swear to
in the Muslim
goodness.
house.
It listen, my mother came in that house and said, if you ever cook a piece of pork in here, you gonna have to find somewhere to live. She said that to her own mother. And my grandmother cussed her out, said, "Who the hell you thought?" But she never cooked pork again in that house, though. She
Okay,
heard
wait a
what
minute.
she
You're gonna
said.
have to take me back. Well, hold on. Hold on. Excuse me. Can you rewind that? I think I missed something.
Which one? What? That my
You
mother told her mother,
No,
if
you
you
said
ever
that
bring a
somebody
piece
was
of pork in
cooking.
this house again.
Okay, but go back a little bit further.
My
You said,
grandmother,
uh-huh.
she she was cooking pork in the house of Muslims. In
Okay,
our
who was the
home,
Muslim?
my mother, my brothers, and my two cousins.
Oh,
They were all
okay,
Muslims. They were all Muslims. And the only
okay,
one that wasn't was myself and my grandmother. Because my mother told me when I was 5, I asked to go to church and she let me go to church. And I went to church ever since. Now that
okay.
I do remember, I remember joining a church by myself. I remember singing in a choir by myself. My mother didn't even know I could sing until she seen me on TV singing.
So did your grandmother know that they didn't eat pork?
Well, she knew about, see, back then everybody was Muslims, but they ain't really follow the deen. They just wanted to change their
Oh, you
name
talking about
from,
the 5%ers?
yeah, they just wanted to
Yeah,
change their name from, you know, Kathy
yeah,
to Rashima. So it was
yeah.
not a big deal for my grandmother. My grandmother ain't know anything about that type of stuff. So she was
Hmm.
just doing her regular one too. But my
Hmm.
mother was very serious about it. And she was not playing that. She was like, no, don't ever. She already told my grandmother, don't cook, don't bring that shit in the house. Don't cook that. But my
Okay, so
grandmother, I
yeah, so
guess
then she was aware.
she was
If,
aware, but she didn't take it seriously
okay,
until she tried to do it. And
okay,
that was her first and last time cooking
okay.
pork in the house because my mother went off on my mother so bad. And I mean my mother went off on my grandmother so bad that my grandmother never brought pork in the house again. So I do know that it's serious. When they say no, it's no. You cannot mix those pots together. Like
Hmm.
my grandmother had to throw the pot away and everything. My mother was not playing that.
Hmm. And see, to
So
me, that's crazy, but that's how it is. That's how certain. Oh, look at what J Truth is saying. J Truth, all through. See, yep, all of the. Look at there. Yep. So yeah,
wait.
definitely,
What
you
I'm looking at.
cannot. Well, she was talking about the Hasidic
Similar.
culture as well.
Oh yes. Oh, you
Keep
were. Oh, he. Oh, you
no
identify as
dairy
Hebrew.
and wait a minute, I missed something. I saw, didn't I see something that said yeah, no meat and dairy, all of that. Yes, all of
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
That's vibrant. Yeah,
No
yeah,
meat, no
none of that.
dairy.
You
Yeah.
can't. Yeah. So I'm like, now see, but again, that's to me. Everybody doesn't feel that way, like as strongly as you said that your mom was. There's a lot
Hmm.
of people. I mean, hey, and if that's your thing, that's your thing, and I get you. I understand, and I respect your home. I won't. I look. I won't cook anything in your home like that or whatever. But um, I'm gonna eat a rib, a pork chop,
Right.
a chitlin.
Even
Now,
though,
if you don't want to bring it in,
yeah.
I
No,
ain't gonna
not
cook
no
it in the
chitlin.
house.
I can't. That's too far.
But whatever it is I want, I don't care if it's
I
a.
smell that stuff, and I can't take that. Just read my book. How do you take the smell of chitlins?
Well, see, the
They
first thing
smell
is
so
they're
bad.
smelling like that. If they're smelling like that when they're cooking, that means they're not clean.
Oh, I mean,
Hmm. Hmm.
I've just smelt it in people's homes. I've smelt people cooking. My
That
grandmother
means
didn't
they're
cook
not
that
clean.
in the house. I never even seen my grandmother eat that. But I've seen it in other people's home, and the smell alone will always knock my socks off. Like, oh my God, how do you want to eat something that smell that bad?
Right.
But
If you
that's
smell
what it
something,
was.
yeah, it's not clean. That's why some people call them shitlins because that's what's in them. Shit. And that's what you smell. Shit. You should
Oh,
never smell. If you can smell the chitlin before somebody gets to your threshold, there's something wrong. If somebody enters your home and can smell, say, "Oh, you got chitlins," they were not clean.
They were not clean. Look at that.
Mm-mm.
You just taught me something. I still don't want to taste them, but okay, now I know. Okay, you ain't cleaning them things right. And you just and
Right.
y'all and oh, then y'all putting them and then y'all eating them and y'all didn't even clean them right. My God.
Right. And you got some
Oh,
people. Look, I had somebody tell me I cleaned the taste out of them. You got some people who call themselves trying to save, like don't you throwing away too much. I skin those
ooh,
boogers. Do you hear me? I skin them.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, if
everybody
you're gonna
does
do
it.
them,
They
you
think
gotta
if you
clean
go
them
around the
right.
edges, they figure if you pull off fat and you go around the edges, that there you have it. I don't do that. I just automatically start. Why peel them off? Sometimes my pile of discard is bigger than my pile of keep.
That's how I feel about chicken thighs. That's why I rarely eat them. I
Yes.
rarely buy them because
And
I
they got
clean them
the best flavor.
so bad that it's a nub when I'm finished because I'm taking everything out.
This is why I just go ahead and get the boneless, skinless. I cut to the chase, and I
Mhm.
know that I was told that's not economical as well. Actually, it's better for me because it takes up a lot of time for me, and it
Mhm.
causes me. But by the time I get through doing all of that, taking out bones and peeling skin and pulling fat, my back is
Mhm.
hurting, my hands are
Yeah.
hurting, my knees are hurting.
And
I'm
you
not
don't
doing
got no chicken left.
Right, and the whole thing is, and I'm standing there doing it because I buy big family packs, even though I don't have a big family. I buy family
Mhm.
packs because they're more economical. I clean them and I break them down into individual freezer bags. I can get
Got you.
4 to 6, yeah, I can get 4 to 6 servings out of a family pack.
Right. So you just do it that one time and get it over with.
Right, but it was girl, it was working on me. So I
Mhm.
might pay maybe $1 per pound more. However, if you go, depending on where you go, you can get the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And when I tell you, if you get it, especially from First Promise or Promise First, I think that's what it's called. When
Mhm.
I tell you, they not only do they take the skin and the bone out, they pull off all that yellow fat. That
Right.
yellow fat.
Yes,
They pull
that's
it
what
out.
I get out of here. I don't like
Yeah,
that stuff, but then I'm damn near pulling the chicken apart. It's a
right.
process for me. I don't I just I'm not a fan of thighs because of the cleaning. And I don't even like going to restaurants to eat their thighs because I need to know if you cleaned them properly. People don't clean their
Right.
food right. Like I know people who don't even clean chicken legs. They just take them out the pack, rinse them off, and cook them. You gotta take that peel that skin back and get all that mucus out of off the
That
chicken. A
jelly,
lot of
that
people
gel
don't
is so
do.
I don't like that.
Oh,
You know what? Which is why I hated when I first started cooking, like having a family and all that stuff, and I mean cooking, things like that. I was always cooking, but when it came to stuff like chicken thighs, I hated to touch a chicken thigh because I was shown. My grandmother said, "Take your thumb and push it right through there, and you pull up that big block of bloop."
yes.
The big
Ugh.
jelly. Oh hell no! See, my mother just never bought thighs, so there was no issue. But my grandmother would buy thighs, and so she's like, "Well, let me show you how to do this. Since you're getting ready, you're moving, you're leaving the state. Let me show you how to do this." I'm like, "Well, okay," because I just never pulled with a thigh. I didn't care to know because I knew I wasn't going to use a thigh. Fast forward
Right.
100 years, I'm using thighs now, but I don't even buy them like that. They have to be boneless and skinless, and it has to be a certain brand because some brands leave that yellow fat on. Now, if you get a brand that still has the yellow fat on it, at least that's all you have to pull it off. It's easy to pull that off. You get a paper towel, something dry to pull on it to cause a little friction. That whole thing will
Right.
pull right off, and then you
Hmm.
wash them. You do your thing. But I'm not about to pull off skin and that nasty yellow fat and then get that gooey gel vein with that little blue thing, greenish
Yes.
black.
I pull that
No,
too. I'm telling you,
it's
when I start with a
disgusting.
quinoa, everything I see that don't look like raw meat comes off.
You
And
go
when I'm
off.
that
You don't have anything left, do you?
I don't have nothing left. Child. Sometimes I even take the skin off by accident because I'm cleaning it so much. I gotta place the skin back on. It's just not worth it. I rarely, rarely, rarely cook thighs because I
I don't
cannot
even use the
clean them.
skin.
I don't have
Yeah,
huh?
I don't even use the skin because the skin is attached to the fat. It's not attached to the meat. It's attached to the fat. So
Right.
I don't
So
even
I,
use
I
the
so I'll
skin.
leave a little bit just to connect to leave it connected. But I flip that skin over and take
Mhm.
all that stuff off. It's nothing there. Nothing there. And yes, J Truth, I soak them in lemon and vinegar. I soak all my chicken and all my pork in lemon and vinegar. My beef, I don't because you're taking away all the flavor when you do
Mhm.
that. But all my chicken and my pork, I always let them sit in vinegar and water. And but I still gotta peel all that stuff off. That's just the beginning to me. I
Now
still
I
gotta
don't let
peel
them.
and get all that crap off of that chicken.
Yeah. Now I don't let them sit in it, but I wash them in it. But because look, and I definitely do that. I understand what you're saying because I'm a Caribbean girl myself. So
Okay.
yes, we use
Yep.
lemons, lime, vinegar, salt to scrub to clean the meat. Any
Right.
meat. Now, well,
Right.
depending on what it is, because some stuff you can't do all of that with. You're really gonna ruin it. But like for poultry, fowl, any type of fowl or certain parts of beef or what, and definitely pork,
Right.
there's a way to do things. And not only do I do that, I'm trying to tell you guys, y'all better listen. Brining is your friend. You better learn how to
Grinding, you said?
brine. You bet brine your meats.
Oh, brine.
Yes,
Oh,
brining
yes.
is your friend. Brining is your friend. It helps get anything extra that you don't want in there. Plus, it keeps your meat juicy and flavorful. Brining is your friend.
Hmm.
But it also brining.
So I'm glad you said that. I'm
Uh-huh.
glad you said that because this last past Thanksgiving was my first time brining. Okay, so I had brought this. I think is it Bell's? I think yeah, it's Bell's turkey brine. So I had it sitting there for a minute, and I just said, let me use it. So I had made some turkey wings, and I used the brine and the turkey wing into the slow cooker. So
Oh,
after
wait a minute.
that,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Baby nice.
yes,
Wasn't that when were we in the chat and we were talking and I said to use I gave you a recipe for brine. Do you remember that?
no,
Okay, go ahead.
no, I don't remember. I know Bell's, the Bell's seasoning.
Yeah, Bell seasoning. I know about that. Yeah. So they
They
make a
have
brine.
they have a brine. It's called turkey brine. It's like a jar of it, and it's called turkey brine. So
A
I had
jar.
brought it thinking, I was going to use it, but I wound up not using it until Thanksgiving. So it had sat. So I said, well, I mean, no, right before Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, like maybe I would say like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So I said, all right, I'll use it now. So I had made the turkey wings in the slow cooker. Now the turkey wings like very, very tender, and all the brine has sat in that stuff. So I ate a couple of pieces, but I still had like 2 pieces left. And I left it in that brine and froze it until Thanksgiving. When I say the seasoning that thing added to my stuffing, oh,
Girl.
oh, I,
Girl.
I'm mad that I didn't use it earlier. I was like, where were you all my life? I can't believe how good. I mean, the
Now you
flavors were
lucked out
so
that
good.
time because it could have turned
So
out
good.
too salty. But yeah, if you rinse it a little bit and use a little bit of that, yeah, that seasoning is. It's fantastic. You'll never do it again, different again, will
Ooh,
you?
I will
Right?
not. I will
That's
not. I probably wouldn't. I won't have to freeze it. I will probably. What I will do is I'll make the brine like maybe 2 or 3 days before and just let it sit.
actually no.
I
You
didn't
don't
have to.
have to do that. You don't
Uh,
have to do that. Mm-mm. Like, oh, will you? Are you talking about using the same brine, the Bell seasoning brine?
yes.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't have to do that because if it's already, you said it's in a jar, so is it in liquid form?
No, it's just seasonings.
In a jar, but I know what Bell seasonings is, but you said a Bell seasoning brine.
It's a brine. It's called it's turkey brine. It's just a whole bunch of different seasonings. Hold up.
Oh,
You know what?
girl. No. Okay.
Let me
I
show you.
tell
I'm gonna
you,
show you.
no.
Give
I
me-
understand what you're saying now, but I'm gonna tell you, you know, that can get to be pricey after a while, especially when I'm saying again, brining. You know for a fact now that brining is your friend. Brine all of
Mhm.
your meats, poultry, everything. But there is a basic brine recipe, and I remember again, this is something that I learned from my grandmother who was a kosher cook. Have you ever seen like that box of rock salt that you might put outside sometimes? It's Morton's, the girl with the little yellow umbrella.
Yes,
Rock
yes.
salt, kosher salt. Yeah, okay. That you get that coarse salt, you take half a cup, you whatever your measurements are, everything is equal. So if you take half a cup of that salt and half a cup of sugar, you mix it in what that is your brine. If you're brining more stuff, you can use a
Oh,
cup, but everything has to be equal. If you use a half cup, they both have to be half. If you use a whole cup, they both have to be a whole cup. Yes, that is your basic brine. It is kosher. It gives you everything that you've gotten out of that Bell seasoning at a fraction of the price because you're going to use your seasonings on your food afterwards. But you're using your brine, you put that salt and sugar, that half and half, and you brine your meat. You can brine it for a few hours or you can go overnight. Just make sure you, when you rinse that, when you pour that water off, you thoroughly rinse off your meat or whatever you're using. You rinse off your meat before you cook it. At that time, all you have to do is add your seasonings. Just make sure that the seasonings that you use do not have salt because there's been brine and it's been already soaking in the
it's
salt and the
already
sugar.
so.
Right. So
Oh,
what
wow.
right. And what it does is not only does it make it juicy, it lowers your cooking time because what happens is the meat absorbs the salt and the sugar. The salt and
Hmm.
the sugar displaces what's already in the meat, like blood and water.
Right,
So
right.
right, it draws out the blood. Okay.
Hmm.
Right. So this is why when you brine things and you look and you see there's so much red in the bottom, it's drawn out the blood.
Right, right. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for
So
that. Just read my book.
right. So it draws out the blood, and what for every time it pulls out the blood, it pulls in the flavors of the salt and sugar, and that retains moisture. All
Hmm.
you have to do is wash it off when you pull it out of that brine. It shortens your cooking time because there's no longer blood. That's why it's considered. That's why it's kosher because you don't eat blood, so you don't
Oh,
cook blood either.
okay.
Right. So it draws all the blood out before you cook it.
Hmm.
Now, if something
Well,
doesn't
well,
have
well.
blood, it doesn't have a lot of cooking time. You don't have to cook it until it's all the blood is gone, like we do, right?
Right,
Because
right.
the blood's
That's
already gone.
yeah, that's true. You know
Mhm.
what else I gotta learn now? Cause I'm about to end the live because I gotta go. I gotta go see my son. I gotta go to my daughters and my son. go
J
ahead and
True.
be a angry.
I
But
just happened.
when I
I'm
got
sorry.
home, oh, I'm so mad.
I'm sorry.
I thought I was
I
going right. I know J True, right?
I just happened to look back down at
He is
the
so
chat because
mad.
I was when I was talking, I was looking up in the air and waving my hands.
Right.
Shit.
Now,
J
well, I'm
True,
gonna do
that
another
five
live,
on.
but I want you to show. When I do my other live, I would really love for you to hit the link because I need to know how to successfully fry.
What happened? Well, girl, J Truth, you just made me, girl. I got five on it, girl. I got five. I'm gonna help her out. You know what? I'm gonna see if Sugarfoot got some wax in her ear to make a damn candle.
Child, I don't know how I keep knocking myself off, but I need to know how to successfully fry chicken. I have my good times and my bad times, but I cannot, for the life of me, stabilize frying chicken.
You know what?
I know it sounds so
No,
easy,
it does. No,
but
no,
it's
no.
not.
You're right. It took me years because
Okay.
my mother never fried chicken. I didn't learn how to fry chicken until I was probably in my 30s. And my mom never made fried chicken. I would have fried chicken at my maybe at my grandparents' house. Maybe sometimes they would fry chicken, or if you go to a cookout and things like that, people have fried chicken. It was always out
Right,
somewhere. They never
right.
made it.
Okay.
So I didn't learn how to cook it. And I finally learned, and my mom made my chicken and she loved it. And I said, well, how come you never taught me this? You know everything. You had a catering business, blah, blah, blah. I learned you taught me everything else about cooking. How come you didn't teach me this? She said, because I didn't know how. I said, well, damn.
Right. Like
Well,
my
that
grandmother did,
makes
she
sense.
was on point every time. I ain't never tasted my grandmother chicken, it wasn't good. But I tried it, and sometimes, like I said, sometimes I hit it out the park. But I can't never redo it. If I do
That's
it
me
again,
too.
it ain't right.
That
And
was
I'm
me
just
too.
like, why I can't get this shit right? And so my brother, it was so funny because when I was talking to my brother the other day, he went to Baltimore. Like I said, his uncle on his father's side passed away. So a lot of his family is from Baltimore. So he was in Baltimore and he was telling me how Aunt Hilda cooked this fried chicken. He kept saying, I swear to God, sis, all she put in that chicken was a little salt and a little pepper. And it was so good. And I won't believe that. I said, no, it must
I
have been
know,
in the flour.
right?
He said, no, it was not in the flour. He said, she fried the chicken in nothing but regular flour and grease. Took it out. She sprinkled salt and pepper on it, and the chicken was the best he ever had. And I said, "Nope, bullshit, bullshit." You know that little boy that say bullshit. I said, "Nope, I don't believe that." I swear to God. I said, "I need to know. I don't know."
Now I'm gonna tell you this. I look to me, the key is done. Okay, so as long as it's done, all right. But when we go into the flavor, I've tried other people's recipes. I also know what my palate calls for. I've tried mine, and the thing is, I could fry chicken. I was frying it. It was good, but I could never do it the same. I wasn't getting about the same balance right. Like I was putting the same ingredients in. I was putting in
Mm-hmm.
the same ingredients, but it never tasted the same. The measurements were off, or something was off. It
Yes.
still tasted good, but my fried chicken never tastes the same, not any two times. Well, baby,
Right.
my sister Jolanda, honey, I'm telling you, I will put her chicken up against anybody's, including chain chicken stores,
Ooh,
baby.
see,
And
that's
I
the chicken.
watched her.
Right? I
I
love
watched
me
her.
some fried
Look,
chicken. J. True
she
says she
told
don't
me,
eat fried chicken.
my sister, look, I'll put Jolanda's chicken up against anybody.
Mm.
Anybody. And look, specifically the wings and drumsticks. Those are my two favorite parts if I eat fried chicken. And when I say a wing, I want the whole wing, the wing connected, the both joints and the tip. I want all of it, all three
Right,
sections.
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
J Truth. I eat me some fried chicken. That is a go-to for me. I can eat that with anything. I can have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love fried chicken. I love it. What's the best grease to fried chicken in though? Let me ask you that.
okay, now here's the funny thing now. Okay. Flavor and what health wise, I would say if you're gonna fry, use something like canola or even vegetable
Okay.
oil. Corn oil gives a good flavor too.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. Peanut oil, I think, is gonna make it too brown too fast, but that's good for
And you're
fish.
right about that. That happened.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's what
Yep.
happened. Ooh, I did
Yeah.
that. I fried it in peanut oil one time and it looked like it was done. But when we went into it, I was like, oh,
Hmm.
I gotta fry it some more. But it looked
Yeah.
like it was done. Oh yeah. Now see, I
Hmm.
use peanut oil when I fry a turkey one year. Best, oh, it was so good. Now I used it for that, but I just recently tried to use it with chicken, and I tried um Miss Netta recipe. You know Miss Netta?
Girl, who doesn't? Yes.
Okay. She put mustard in it for the crunch. So I said,
That's
oh,
that's what my sister.
oh,
That's what Yolanda does. But
and
it's
it
not just
worked.
for the crunch. It also makes it. Think about this. You have to look at what's in mustard, vinegar, and salt, and turmeric. Right? Those are things that tenderize meats.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So it doesn't just act as a for a crunch. It tenderizes the meat and it gives it flavors, just like marinating. Any marinade that you use always has two elements. That's oil and vinegar.
mm-hmm.
Well, that's already in mustard.
In the mustard.
And
Oh,
that's what Yolanda does, baby, honey. She puts that. That's what she started at. Well, honey, she put that mustard on that chicken and put her seasonings. And I sat there
mm,
and I watched her, and she was laughing, she was smiling, laughing. She's like, "You don't know how to fry chicken." I said, "I can fry it, but I want your chicken." Man, I'm like, Jolanda, I want some chicken. Every time I see Jolanda, I want some chicken wings. And she will fry them. She fry, baby. I don't care. Look, and Jolanda will start frying chicken wings at 4 o'clock in the damn morning. What you talking about? Okay. And look, if I'm anywhere around, I'll be standing somewhere. I don't even need a plate. Give me a paper towel. I hold
right,
it with my
right.
nail tip until it cools off. I'm gonna get Jolanda's chicken. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I
see,
need
you
to
use
learn a
mustard.
good recipe and stick with it. I really do. I just that's the one thing that I really want to accomplish, and it's very simple, but it's not because I'm looking for a certain taste. I don't like
Yeah.
salty chicken. I don't like it's got to have that. It just has to have a certain taste to me, and I
Right.
taste it when I'm out, like in restaurants, certain restaurants, but I can't do it for myself. And I really want to do it. But yes, J Truth. Charles, your lunch is ready. I love
Baby.
it. But yeah, but no, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna
Well,
get
thank
on
you
out of
for
here because
having
I
me.
gotta make my rounds. But please
Right.
don't be a stranger. I'm gonna hit this live button
Well,
again.
girl, you've been
I'm not
gone a
gonna
while.
I
I didn't
probably won't
see
announce
you.
it because if I yeah, because I'm not really that great at it and trying to read the chat and do my commentator, and commentate, it's a little hard for me. I still, but I gotta start doing it more because I don't do it enough. So I'm gonna start doing it more. I just gotta find, this is the only way I'm gonna find my footing and get my people. So I'm gonna start coming live more. But thank you so much for joining me. And I'm gonna go
Well,
ahead and
thank
end
you
my
for
live
having
now.
me. And you have a wonderful day.
Yes.
You enjoy this weekend. Really enjoy this
Thank
weekend.
you.
If
Thank
you don't
you.
have
I am.
anything that you absolutely have to do, then
Right.
enjoy this weekend. And if there's any finances, the bills on your mind, you can't do anything about it until Monday when businesses resume. So enjoy your time, your body and your mind. Just chill. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to do. I don't care if you don't. I don't care if you don't want to brush your teeth. Shit, but I know you already brushed them. But I'm just saying
Right.
you don't have to do anything you don't
No,
want to
I
do.
get it.
Just
I
chill.
get it. I have my funky days sometimes that I just want to lay in the bed and be funky. And I can do that if I want to.
You
I
okay?
just take
Hey,
it easy. Uh-huh.
thank
That's
you.
right. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody that stuck around. I will come back again. And this was good. We need to have more conversations. I'm gonna make sure I drop my link again because this was really, really nice. And guys, have a great, 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 great rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Let's add some traveling music. What I got? What I got? What do I have? Let's see. No, I don't like that one. No, I don't like that one. That was a bad one. Ugh. Bye, y'all.